What's up? Happy belated Merry
Nothing.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, belated Merry Christmas. How was your Christmas?
Damn good because I ain't have to do nothing. I sat in the car and I rode. I got to eat good food. I got to not have to
What?
lift a finger. Yeah, it was great. Shit. Uh, uh.
I was cooking all morning. I was tired. I hosted family over.
See.
People was texting me and stuff, baby. I ain't responding till like 11 o'clock that night.
Well, shout out to you and that food and family, but yeah, that's not my ministry. I need.
I know. I know. I just want to go to somebody's house, eat, and go home.
That's it. That's it.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get started. Before we get started, y'all know I like to start our recaps with a toast. So let me see. Here's a toast to 2025. Here's a toast to you knocking out 3 books in your first year as an author. Kudos and shout out to
There you
you.
go. Thank you.
And here is to your invited. Clink, 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 clink,
Hey,
clink.
I like that. I like that.
All
Yes,
right. Now, I'm going to try to keep it in order. I'm going to try not to skip around. I'm going to try to,
it's your world.
because we know it got very real at the end of this book, and I'm gonna try
Yeah.
my best to not even touch on it. I'm gonna keep it light first. Okay, so my first question, I'm gonna keep it real simple. What made you decide to do a holiday book?
This was actually in the making for a few years, and I honestly do not know. Like when I think back on when I first had the idea, um, I take that back. This book looked very different initially. It was 8 friends from college at a cabin for the holiday together. And I was
Okay.
like, now that may still come, but that's what it was. That's what it was initially. And then the more I started like fleshing out the outline and dealing with different plot lines, because at one point it was going to be a murder mystery. Then I was like, no, let's do something light for it. But again, I still got those notes. So
Okay.
just
Okay.
know
Okay.
we could get that. But I was like, okay, that's a lot of people to handle, which I can do it. But wanting to do the story justice, there was a set of twins that were in the initial 8 people book. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, let's just focus on just a couple people. And I was like, shit, if we're going to do twins, let's do triplets.
Why the hell not?
And that's how the Gotro triplets was born. And that's how I was like, all right, let's scale it down. Everybody has either been away to college and then back home or have experienced that time, even if you didn't go to college,
Mhm.
when everybody came back home for that 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the beginning.
Okay. Now, the prologue of the book did a really good job of like laying the foundation of the characters.
Okay.
Was this intentional or did it just happen to unfold that way?
A little bit of both, because the prologue was actually supposed to be chapter 1,
Hmm.
and I've consumed a lot of like technical writing media, but instead of like trying to figure out the perfect way to maybe start chapter 1, I was like, well, let's just walk this backwards. Where do they start and where do they end up, and how does that mirror one another? And so the goal was, like you said, just to put as much to like kind of info dump as much as possible, but be subtle or try to
Yeah.
be a little subtle with it, and just have that be the prologue. Because again, I've gone off to college and been back for these winter months, and that moment of like getting into the airspace for your state and stepping off the plane, going to baggage claim, like that felt like this liminal space where you're going from your adult world back into your childhood home. So I was like, man, just if I can put all of that into like one chapter or prologue, then I
Mhm.
might be doing this right. So that's where that came from.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, I'll say you did do a really good job because it felt like by the time the story really started, I already knew the
Mm,
characters involved.
okay.
Then at the beginning of the book, like it felt like we learned all the players at the very top of the book. I feel like only a couple of people trickled in.
Yeah.
Was that also something intentional, or was that something that like it just kind of came out that way.
Well, no, that was intentional, and I'll tell you, I kind of struggled with it for a bit because I wanted Akil to be mentioned up front, but thinking chronologically, Akil technically had already been introduced Thanksgiving before the book even opened. So I was like, I was okay with not being heavy handed, like, oh, what about that tutor you being like, I didn't want to just like randomly throw him in. And once everything was said and done, I wanted to put him into that first chapter. But I was like, if it reads fine without it, and if I'm forcing it, then it don't need to be there. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Each of the triplets, they all, I don't know if I want to say they were dealing with something heavy per se, but they definitely all had their own struggles that they needed to work on, and we did eventually see them work through them in the book. Was that important to you? That, you know, everybody is really kind of dealing with something, you know,
Yes.
a good little bit.
Yes, God, yes. Because I try to really focus on me being a fresh out of high school adult and what that looked like. Where I'm a kind of go off road for a second, but a lot of times you'll get like adults who are like, oh, that's puppy love. Them kids don't. They just got a crush on each other, and it's like, well, when you've only been alive 12 years or 15 years, that one crush is the world. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to kind of filter that first experience down to like, this is what it was as a child going through this, and now as an adult looking back on it, shit ain't, it ain't what you thought it was. You know, you got this rose colored memory where no, you may have been a terrible person, or this thing may have happened differently. And so it was very important that every one of them, though they're triplets, have their own distinct issues that they were dealing with, because I didn't want to run the risk of them getting lost in one another, or like, oh, y'all are so similar. That's why even visually, I tried to make sure Sterling and Takeas were tall like their father, but Takeas and Aaliyah were lighter like their mother, and Sterling was dark. I that was intentional as well. I hope it translated.
Yeah, it did, to help set them apart as individuals. They were triplets, but they were still individual people on their own walks. Now, Takeas.
Yes.
I do feel like his, I don't know that I want to call it issues, but what he experienced. What Takeas experienced, I felt was the most recurring theme of the book. Like, it felt like, especially his sisters spent a lot of the book almost being like his bubble, and they operated in, we had to protect Takeas. Did you ever worry that maybe it would make him come off as like a burden or the weakest link? Did you ever worry about how we would receive Takeas because of that?
Oh, absolutely. I worried about everybody. But with him, I was okay with however he was perceived, because the one of the goals with him was to discuss some issues that queer Black boys, some may have, but also focus on that support system. Like, I have one sister. She's much older than me, so we didn't grow up together. But I have two very best friends from high school who were like, I mean, I think I was a little bit more assertive than Takeas, but they were there if it was nothing but to bounce ideas off of. So I was a little concerned, but I was okay with however he came off, simply because I wanted to be like, I don't want to say authentic. That's not, I mean, it is, but that's not the word. With his story, I was okay with whatever backlash I got from it, as long as someone read it and they're like, even if the response was negative, it's like, you read it, you consumed everything, and even if you walked away with something negative, at the very least you read it and now can form this opinion, versus oh shit, I feel like I'm losing the plot. That was a concern of mine. However, I was okay if that was the perception.
I got you.
Because I know guys like Takeas, and there's a bit of my former child self in there. Not completely, I'll be very clear.
Okay, we
But
not
there's
doing
some,
people homework like that now.
hey, but there's some pieces in there, and I was like, oh Lord. So yeah, that was a concern, but I would have been okay if people hated him.
Okay. Now, in the same vein of that question, I'll ask you, did you have a character that you felt like, oh, people not gonna like this one? People not gonna like this person.
I was very concerned with Sterling. That was when I was most like, and it's mainly because when it's a dark skinned black woman, I've seen both firsthand, just living, working, going to school, etc., and the way dark skinned black women are treated in media, because I consume a lot of media. Even when it comes to pairing of partners, you're going to usually get a lighter skinned black woman paired with somebody, be it a white man, black man, etc. And so I was concerned with her sternness and strictness and stubbornness being like, oh, this angry black woman. But at the same time, with that character, I kept thinking, if I made Sterling a boy and he did the exact same things that she's doing, would that be the response to this dark skinned black man? And if so, then so fucking what? Let's keep her how she is. But Sterling was the one. Sterling and her father, Cecil, those were the two where I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if my head's gonna get chopped off. But yeah.
I will say, coming into the book, I definitely thought like, I thought I was not gonna like Sterling. I thought that initially I would dislike her and I would grow to like her.
Okay.
What actually happened, I liked her early on because I understood it. Because I think if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of us have more than one version of ourselves based on who we are around. Like, I feel like even me, when I'm around my friends from Port Arthur, I'm a completely different person than even my best self here in Houston. You know, like, it just is what it is. So I think I understood her. I just hated that she couldn't see the mean girl side of her. But she couldn't see it because she didn't see it in her best friend to even realize, like, this is how we act when we link up.
Yes.
Now, and you did a good job throughout the book where someone would speak to, you know, both versions of Sterling, and then we would see it from her point of view and how it just would, she would just slide into it just in a blink.
Yeah.
Were you trying to make sure that we saw, that we always could see the inside version and the outside POV of her basically like flipping a switch?
Yes, because I've been around mean girls. I have family members that have been mean girls. And even with the mean girl part of it, like if you think of what was the Gabrielle Union movie, Deliver Us from Eva? She was technically a mean girl, but her thing was, I'm protecting my sisters. So I'm going to be perceived as mean regardless. And I think for her the line was blurred where you see how even when she stood up for Takea, she's like, okay, we're going to go to school early. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You can do that. But then in the same breath, be like, oh, you fucking roommate lover. Like, you know, so you can hurl these insults, but you can also be this. And for her, I kept going back to the prodigal son, the firstborn son. If the same thing she's doing, would I write her the same way if she was a male? Then keep it in there. And so that was a concern. I was like, I want to show these softer sides of her. And I was really worried, concerned, hyper aware of like, is there enough balance of her being mean, but then her being this kind of person, but also showing that between being mean and being softer and kinder, she's still just a young girl who also has insecurities. Like, why the hell y'all at the club? You know, I'm stuck at work. I can't go out with MJ. She 40 minutes away. I'm stuck here by myself. Like, I hope that came out. If not, that you know, back to the drawing board. But I did want to show how quickly that switch can flip. You get a mean girl who was just offering you cake the minute before. So yeah.
Now, how did you come up with Montero? He was a very even before, because we'll get to the big
Okay.
reveal at
Okay.
the end. But every scene we saw him in, even if he wasn't, just flipping tables, he still was just like he made people uncomfortable. He just would ruffle feathers. That's what I'm looking for. He
Yeah.
was constantly ruffling feathers throughout the book, and you never knew where it was coming from. It felt like every time he came into the story, I thought something different. Like, okay, well, is he here to do this? Is he here to like? We knew he was there for destruction and chaos,
Yes.
but we just couldn't figure out what it was. Did you enjoy writing that?
Hell yes. That man. I'll tell you this. Montero is actually technically older in continuity than Salvatore is, and
Okay.
Salvatore is a more reserved Storm, where Montero is just like, I'm letting all this shit out. He's such a chaotic person. And I had fun with him because even though I did have an outline and I knew where I wanted things to go, he was always going to, like, I'll maybe eventually get like his own story in the future or whatever, because you never know who will pop up where. But I wanted to make it very clear that this is the big bad. And this is,
Yeah,
there
you
is no,
did.
like, because we got the love triangle, will they, won't they, all that. No, this motherfucker right here is Thanos. All the other shit y'all talk about. And funny enough, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but we've seen him before, and that was intentional to have him as chaotic as chaotic as I could fit in ordinary people, to put him there to shake shit up, but to
Yes.
make it a little bit calmer because I knew this continuous antagonist was coming. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Even when it came down to like, was it the bowling alley scene?
Yeah.
And
In the
I think
bathroom.
Aaliyah was describing the guy who walked past her.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
was like, I know that's not Montero. I like it, but the fact that I was able to feel that just off a description of an unnamed person, like
Yeah.
you did your big one with Montero, and I was like, I ain't know my friend's gonna stress me out like this.
Good.
But somebody, okay, so my girl, Dear B Love Me, she commented earlier when we talked about the different sides of Sterling.
Yeah.
She said, we are as individuals a sum of all our experiences and the things we witness. We have many masks. And that is so true. And that really was it for Sterling, because even at work, she was a different version of herself. Like everything she did, we got to hear of or see like a totally different person.
Yeah.
And it was just that one side really that was truly just unlikable.
Yeah. And that's that again. I have homegirls. I have people. I'm like, if you would just, I think this was me maybe calling out to them. Just be the girl you are in college. This is you. This is your true self. You're nice. You're in a sorority. You volunteer to the homeless. You do, but then you get with this one toxic person, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship to be toxic. Like,
yeah, friendships can be toxic too. Like,
yeah,
certain people can bring out the worst in you, no matter what capacity y'all are in. Work relationships could be toxic. Like,
yeah,
it's very real. Akil. Now, when he did come in, and especially once we get a little further into the book and we know that Caius came home for Thanksgiving solo, and him and Akil kind of, started to grow their friendship situation there. One thing I really loved with Akil, he also was part of the protective bubble. He was a big part of the protective bubble, but he did it as like, you grown, you're not a baby.
yeah.
You can handle it. I can be honest with you, but I'm still gonna love on you. But I'm not gonna hold your hand for you. Know you out of control. Like, I really love that about him.
God, yes.
Now, was that something you wanted to make sure that Akil was part of the bubble, but more of a like, you a grown ass man, I'm finna talk to you for real? Was that intentional with him?
Oh, most definitely. And a lot of that went back to even my own personal experiences, just growing up and then being in this eligibility community. and having someone to hold your hand. Now, again, my own personal situations may not have been this, but there was someone kind of sort of at every turn who was able to like pick me up and say, okay, this is what we're doing. It could be, hey, you're by yourself. Me and my three friends, we're going to the club. You coming with us? It could be, I got a god brother who I not tell too much of my business, but I had a very interesting relationship where he reached out to the person and was like, hey, did the Sterling. Don't call his phone no more. And so I've had those, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't one of his sisters because I did not want it to feel like they were doing the labor. Like they're siblings, sure, so they're going to get on each other's nerves and do things for each other. But I did not want for them to be the ones to always tell him, okay, you got to do better. Also, a lot of times, different ideals, advice that you get, your mama could give you the same advice that, like, I don't know, Cardi B puts on an interview and now it clicked. And then your mama looking like, well, motherfucker, so I did not want it to be like just the sisters. I wanted to make sure there was another person and make sure it was a queer man who gave him that same, like, all right, nigga.
Yeah. Because also it's easier to receive from a peer.
Correct.
Versus somebody that's fussing at you or, from like a family aspect. Like, yeah. Now.
Yeah.
The further we creep. Now with Kadeem. I didn't really know what to think with Kadeem. Like, obviously in a book it's fiction, you want the happily ever after.
Yeah.
But it was also like, girl, y'all just met 2 days ago.
Yes.
Or is everything okay? Like, is he? Because at one point I was like, is this going to be like, you remember that Tyler Perry movie where she got swept off her feet by that billionaire and then she ended up like strung out on crack and stuff? Like, I was like, girl, is our girl safe?
Right. That's what she said. That's what she said.
And you know what it was that really scared me? But I don't know if it was a coincidence or what, but the first 2 times she woke up with him, she had a hangover. And I was like, okay, is he slipping something in her drink? Like, what is happening with the 2 of them?
Yeah.
Were you intentionally a little evasive with that?
Well,
or am I just dramatic when I read books?
Well, it wasn't supposed to give that. So the intention was,
you could be honest,
because of the goody two shoes nature of her. I was kind of trying to make sure that everything she did that was out of the norm was amplified. So you got the first.
She was letting loose and took it far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was like, even like spending time with him, not even like going to Detroit, which was like an hour away, just like entertaining him, drinking at the bar with him that first night when she doesn't drink, or waking up in the hotel. And it's like, that's also something a goody two shoes wouldn't do, where a lot of her actions initially was like, y'all think I'm the mother hen of these siblings? Then fuck y'all.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna cut up.
That's what it was. But yeah, Kadeem was yeah.
Okay, because I was just like, what is up with him? Because obviously the outside characters, we didn't have a lot of background info on any of them, right? But it just felt like, okay, now it's this rich man, he, doing all this stuff, taking it everywhere, getting these luxury hotel rooms. Like, what is tea? Like, I was just a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, friend, I was.
Yeah, he was a bit of a catalyst. A lot of him, to be honest, a lot of the things he did, not to get too far ahead of myself, a lot of the things that went along with his storyline with Aaliyah are things that more than likely you'll see again. Like, they visited Lady Swindell, they talked about the magazine, they talked about the different recorded models that were with, like, a lot of that is stuff that it's probably my most intentional, like, Easter eggs with him. So yeah.
I love that about your work. I love that about your work. So for those of y'all who are watching this or who will watch the replay later, one of my favorite things about Rhayne Coleman's books is like his books are like my equivalent of Marvel movies. You know how people love to watch the Marvel movies? You got to watch to the end and see what's in the credits. Then people try to rewatch it to see what they overlooked in the little Easter eggs. I feel like every book has done it. So even in this whole book, even though it was outside of Costly Nance technically, I still was trying to like read in between the lines, like, okay, I gotta make sure I remember that. Let me go back a few pages. Okay, let me remember this name. Like you do a really good job of that. Even like with this, it took me a minute to realize that some of these characters I met at Costly Nance.
I was gonna ask.
It was little things like when Jamal said Mr. Ashley.
Yeah.
I said, that's my friend.
Yeah.
Because remember, I was like, oh, I got to keep my eye on Jamal. It's something about him.
Yeah.
I said that when I read Ordinary People. So then to see him say Mr. Ashley, I was like, that's him.
Yeah.
Did you, okay, when you do these Easter eggs and things, are these things that just happen as you write, or do you ever have to go back and add some little breadcrumbs for us?
Well, no, a lot of them honestly are. I don't even start. I knew this was coming, and I already knew, the beginning, middle, and end of You're Invited. And the only thing that was like, I won't say not intentional because, I made sure that I took characters who were not the main characters of You're Invited and put them in this space. Like I knew from Ordinary People, I knew back when I did Love and Ashley that Ordinary People, the festival was coming. And I knew at that festival, my plan was always to make sure that there were characters there that you are going to see later, if nothing else but mentioned by name. So please pay attention to all the names. And so where they appeared may have been kind of random because I did not want to take away from Misha and Ashley's story, but I did want to make sure that everybody who would appear in another book had enough screen or page time that you could at least remember something about them. Yeah. So MJ and Jamal at the store was like, okay, I knew that would be there. Originally, I think they were supposed to be like near the bathrooms, but I was like, you know what? No, let's be a little bit more intentional. So I didn't have to go back and put anybody in, but I kind of knew who I was juggling before I even wrote down the first word of Ordinary People. I knew who was coming.
Okay. Yeah. With Denzel. With Denzel, we get the big reveal that Denzel already knew Sterling. She just didn't remember him.
Yeah.
And this whole, like, I wouldn't even say bullied. I would say tormented him in school. Did you, when you set it up for him to be the rideshare driver that picked him up from the airport at the very beginning of the book?
Yeah.
Did you already have this reveal in mind, or like along the way you were like, well, it'll fuck them up?
Yes. No. That was I remember this outline for this book it was the first time that I had a extremely detailed outline because I started off as a pantser. A lot of my stories have been just like pants, but by the time I got to this book, I literally wrote down, and I'll have to find it. I know where it's at, but it is a sheet of loose paper that had every day, December 17th, December 18th, December 19th. These are the big major events. This is the plot. So I knew that was coming, and I knew it was coming during that snowstorm, and all the detail, the big picture items, like the things that happened to his parents and him coming to Flint because he's from the South, all of that was laid out. There's not much in the book that was not already planned. Like that, I was proud. I was so proud of Denzel because I was like, I want you to have to go back and then like, oh, well, we started where? What? Like
The first thing I thought of when Denzel did the reveal that they went to school together, the first thing that came to mind was a lot of times when they would have these little raw moments, he would always say, like, this is just who you are. Like, he would always speak to
Yes.
her as if he knew her.
Yes.
But
Yes.
sometimes that can happen. You bump heads with somebody you just met, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you just think you all this. But it
Mhm.
was like, no, girl.
Yes, I know
Like,
you.
for real, this is who you are as a person. You were like this years ago, and you still
Yes.
are.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, my
Oh my
mind
God.
was blown.
And
I
that's what, like,
said,
oh, I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know. I really wanted to set the scene for something that could be read as horror. You locked in this building by yourself with nature on the outside keeping you locked in. This is a
yes.
man who you think you know now it's flipped on his head, and now he's the villain. But once his story is out, you're actually the villain. That I was so nervous because
It legit was like the reveal in a Frida McFadden novel.
mm,
Like, when, there's always the big reveal in her novels of like, no, actually, this is what happened. And
mhm.
that's what it felt like, because I'm just imagining him like sitting on the floor, just upset and just finally just
Yeah.
getting on this off his chest. And I was
Hey,
like, you in
he
danger, girl.
right, and he
You
told
in
her, he
danger,
said, "I
girl. He
don't
about
want
to
to
get
talk."
you, girl.
He tried to warn her, but she kept pushing. But also, for me, it was, yes, I knew she would ultimately be the villain. But my thing was, Sterling ain't gonna let nobody fuck her over for too long. She not gonna let. And now that we hear, like, I was actually just going through that a couple scenes, and that was one of them where it was like, we ain't got nowhere else to be. Let's address this now.
What's
We
up?
not go, like,
Yeah.
right, like, yeah, I'm only here for 2 weeks, but let's get into what the thing is. And yeah, that's my
Yeah.
girl. Yo,
That scene was crazy. It was
yeah,
so good. And also, I feel like because Sterling could be unlikable,
mm-hmm.
although she saw Denzel as the villain, and he kind of was, because he would eat
Yeah,
her up. He was very, even though it read that way, you still kind of sided with him because we see that you have a little attitude on you, Miss Girl.
yeah,
So he just responded to what you give him. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't
yeah,
come off like, oh, he rude, he got an attitude.
yeah,
It was very much just like, well, he treating you the way you deserve.
yes, because she,
But like him revealing, like, I went to school with y'all tormented me. I was jumped all the time because of you. I was grieving, and this is what I had to deal with.
mhm.
It gave him, like, instantly, it just gave him so many more layers instead of just, the neighbor's nephew that got to deal with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Now he is just like, oh my gosh. And
mhm.
also, it made you root for him because, I would assume most people at least have one person they could think of in high school that did not treat them
Right,
kindly, right?
mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
how often do you have the chance to, like, let
Say
me tell you about your funky ass. Like,
say
like, he really got to come in. First of all, he was like, I look good. I know you don't recognize me.
that,
He was like, I'm
that,
fine. Let's start there first.
that.
But he also was like, you're trash. Your best friend is trash.
Yes.
This is what I was dealing with, like, outside of school. And then this is what you added to it because
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to be cool, because I chit chatted. Like, even if,
Yo,
like you said, even if I did have a crush on you, girl, and like,
no excuse.
for
Yeah,
him to really have that, that moment to, like, this is how you did me, but I'm cool.
yeah,
However, coming, I want you to know that you ain't shit. I was like, yes,
yeah,
up this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
even in that moment,
yeah. Oh, yeah. That.
he
Oh,
still
yeah.
was vulnerable. He still was honest.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I did have feelings for you. Even when for him to say, when I saw you at the airport,
There we go. Say it.
I hope you
Say
would
it.
get in this car, and I would see that, oh, that's just how she was as a kid. She cool. She cool.
Hey.
I can let that go. To be able to tell, like, your high school bully, like, even though you made my years in school a nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
when I cross paths with you, I hoped maybe you would prove me wrong.
Yep.
Like,
Hey, he been through a lot.
oh man, Denzel. I
Yeah.
actually wanted to put Denzel on my video the other day of
Yeah.
MFCs, but I didn't want to. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? But
right.
I was
I
like,
feel
I
you.
loved him.
Yeah,
I think out of all the characters, I loved everybody was very heavily layered.
okay.
But Denzel has a level of grace
Mm-hmm.
that he operates in that I admire. I wish I could be like that, but I
Hey,
ain't.
cause she the guy cussed the fuck out by me.
I would have spent that whole book eating her ass up. Okay, at work you taking out trash, you cleaning the toilets, bitch. What else?
Yeah, and that's
But he really, like, he still tries to move forward and still ended up like pursuing her raggedy ass. But that's okay. That's okay. Our girl grew.
yo.
Okay. Now Montero making a pass at Zacchaeus
Yeah,
at the bowling alley.
yeah.
Friend, where that came from?
Because he's chaotic. This man is evil. This man is evil. He is an evil spirit.
Because before that, I thought he was pining after a kill, but then it's like now you're trying to holler at Zacchaeus. It's like, sir, what is going on with
He
you?
was, but Akil, and so I don't know if I was clear enough, but he's tried to be with Akil because he even mentioned him in Ordinary People. He was like, yeah, this dude looked like a little bit ours from back home, and that's why he kept saying, oh no, but you like him older. You like older men. I'm not old enough for you. And so there could have been some flirting there in the past, but Q ain't trying to. You see what type of person he is.
Clearly, nobody wants you, sir. You
wanna,
need Jesus.
Hey, you could be fine as hell, but you are an evil person.
Yes.
so yeah, it's just he is one of those people who is just a ball of chaos, and he burns everybody that touches him or that he touches, and though there's more to him because there is this decent person, but there's also
Montero.
But they're buried deep down inside. That's why we
real deep. Okay. Okay.
That's why we get this chaos that is Montero, and so I'll just say there's more to him, but I'm not saying that to have anybody be like, "Oh, I'm gonna give him grace." No, this man is terrible.
Ain't no grace for him.
No grace.
I ain't Denzel, baby. I ain't Denzel.
Yeah, Montero is and additionally, I also wanted to make sure there was a very stark contrast between Haven and Montero. Like we got the same blood in us, but whatever sins our family have from before, you got them.
Yeah,
you got them, Montero.
Montero is definitely that relative that cannot have brown liquor at the function.
At all.
You everybody keep their side eye on him. Do not let him touch that Henny bottle because y'all know how he get.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm still tiptoeing to the big reveal.
Hey, go ahead.
Now, in hindsight, when I think back over the story, I feel like I missed some breadcrumbs, but I definitely caught on to what was happening with the parents.
Oh, okay. I
caught on to what was happening with the parents. Because when Aaliyah mentioned how when she was confiding in her dad about Kadeem, and he kind of, it's like his energy shifted a little bit, and he was like, well, no, don't model yourself after us.
Yes.
I didn't peep it then, but when it came back up, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Hey, Tarsha. But when it was Zacchaeus, when he called to check in, and Mama was jamming. He was jamming.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh, well, can I talk to Dad? And she was like, oh, he's asleep. I can't wake him up. I said, now, Miss Girl.
Yo.
Miss Girl.
But you want to send him out to go get Sterling. Oh, okay.
Right. Now, you'll send him out into a snowstorm where he ain't going to come back. But you don't want to wake him up so his child can check in and say, I'm alive. I said, Miss Girl, I see through you, Miss Girl. Now, I definitely did not pick up what was being put down.
Okay.
But I knew my girl had something else going on.
Hey, okay. I'm gonna have a question for you once we get there because I have an idea, but I'm just making a note of that.
Okay. Also, it was I think Aaliyah and the dad were getting ready to go shopping, and
Uh-huh.
Takayas was with her. They were decorating, and her phone rang, or she was into her phone, and then a picture of Mr. Miller popped up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was like, but again, I completely overlooked the picture of Mr. Miller. I was just on the fact that she was in her phone, and I was like, yeah, Mama got some extracurricular activities going on this Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, the parents were gone a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Was that intentional? Like, what was the thought behind that?
Okay, so I was a latchkey kid growing up, so there was a lot of adventures that I got into where it was like, yeah, your parents are working and you just need to be home by a certain time.
Yes.
And so, yes, they're grown, and so I wanted to be like, oh, they're independent, they're grown, but they're on that cusp of like being a new adult. So yes, they're grown, but they're also, you become a kid no matter how old you are when you're back with your people. So like, yeah, they're grown, but whatever. So I wanted to make sure that they were there just enough to like be effective. So I looked at it more like if this was a season of a TV show, the parents would have maybe 3 episodes versus 8 with the kids, because the kids had a lot of shit going on. And there was even stuff that I took out because I felt like it maybe was detracting from the kid's story. But yeah, I did not want them in. I wanted them in there enough that, like you said, you're like, oh, this is fine. They're there. They're doing this, wrapping gifts or whatever. But when you look back at the instances where they were there, no, something else is happening in the background. This ain't what it's supposed to be.
Because it was also like she was there, but she kind of wasn't.
Correct.
And it was almost like she got, I don't want to say excited, but it was like, okay, everybody finna go do something. Okay, good. Okay, go run. You know, like it was just like, okay, I'm finna slide next over real quick. So, but again, until the big reveal, I didn't really see it like that just yet. I just knew it was something going on. Now, Aaliyah and I'm gonna say the Princess Ball, the fiasco. I'm gonna be honest, I was so shocked. I was just like, hey Sierra, how are you? I was just like, how did we get here? And I think for me, it was because her studies come first. Like, even, you know, when she would wake up the morning after, Kadeem would always reference how she talked about she needed to study. She talked about she needed to, you know, get her grades up. So it just kind of seemed like the schooling thing is the thing that was like, oh, I can't do this. Like, what was the idea behind it?
So everyone's flawed, and her flaw is type A. I need to be on top of my studies to have a better life, but I'm not taking the time to experience life. So now that she's done that, it's fine when we're having drinks, we're in Detroit, we're hanging out, we're at things, couture shops. But once the idea of school and studying came up in a very physical, real way, it was almost like it snapped it back like, oh, okay, wait, what the fuck am I doing? I'm 60 miles from home with this stranger at a party, at this Illuminati party for scholarship.
That's what it was giving a little bit.
And so that was her thing, like, who is this nigga? Who is Bruce Wayne? Who am I with? And so, and for me, I know it was mixed reviews because some folks were like, girl, just take the scholarship money, which her siblings even said that. But for me, it was some lived in experience, not to that degree, but you know, I've run into similar situations. But also I wanted to reinforce that idea that yes, they're grown, but you're still young. About your mama and them. Me now in my 30s. Oh, baby, give me full ride all day.
But so much, like, he wouldn't even be able to finish his sentence. Man, thank you.
I'm like, where do I sign? You know, deposit this wherever. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of balance that. Also, this was an age gap between the two of them, and so I know that there are situations that I dealt with when I was younger that if I ran into them now, I would be more suited for. And this is one of those things. And I felt like I did not want to focus on weight. I did not want to, because I did not even want to play with that slippery slope of like, woe is me, I'm a big girl. Baby, no, I didn't want it to even be perceived that way. So I did, but I did want the confusion or the childish, and I say that in quotations because I don't think she's being childish. I think she just was becoming an adult. Like her daddy said, you're going to have ups. This ain't your last heartache. But I wanted it to be at the expense of something that wasn't like, oh, I'm not as pretty as my sister, or oh, like I didn't want that. No, she fine. Hell, they all look good. Her thing is the money, my school, and so that is the thing where in the future she could have been like, damn. I'm 25. If I let that motherfucker pay for that school, or it could be like, I'm glad he paid for it. So that's where that came from. But yeah, that poor baby.
And I think, because I definitely sat in confusion for a little bit because, bitch, what is you doing, girl? The man, for those of y'all who have not read the book, the guy she was dating, and at this point, they had only been dating for what, a week?
Yeah, it had to be about a week.
He ended up, now, it wasn't out of his pocket, but he had pulled some strings to where she got a grant or a scholarship, and it was going to give her a full ride for the rest of her 4 years in college. And she freaked out and was just like, you love bombing me. I can't do this no more. Okay, I just had to get that out.
Yeah.
I sat in confusion with that for a good little minute because in my mind, but as you mentioned, I'm coming from an older mind frame.
Listen,
right? Because I'm a very big age. So in my 41-year-old mind, I'm thinking, girl, if you so stressed about school and somebody's giving you a full free ride, what's the problem? However, at her age, I can see being like, okay, this too much. I don't know what I thought I was doing, but it got too real for me.
Yeah.
Also, I think when they went to MJ's house party,
come on,
and there was a moment where I want to say she was like at the top of the steps.
Yeah.
And it really kind of helped bring the point home of like, I was so deep into school, I don't even really have friends like that. Like, I know the people here, I can name people, hey, what's up? But nobody's gonna pull me and be like, hey girl, come on, let's go get a drink. Hey girl, come dance with me. Hey girl, how you been? It's just like, okay, and it really made it sit in that she is just not even accustomed to relationships in any form outside of her siblings. And I think that moment was like the aha moment of like, okay, baby girl really is just totally out of her element. And then we meet Darrell.
Come on, my boy.
We meet Darrell, and I said, okay. I really love Darrell. So Darrell was Aaliyah's ex-boyfriend. And I really loved how in several of the relationships in this book, we were able to see both sides of the same situation and how they were completely different for each person. Because when Darrell was like, do you remember how we broke up? And she was like, oh, we just agreed, that it was over. And he was like, I stopped calling you and I never heard from you again. That was so like, damn, girl. Like, and especially to read that right when I had my aha moment of her at the top of the staircase. Like, my girl just does not let people in. It's just closed off to her family and her books. So to hear him say, like, we were literally happy. We were in love, you and my girl. And I decided on Wednesday I wasn't going to call you. I was going to wait and see if you called me. And we never spoke on the phone again.
That's
like, for somebody to say that is wild.
Yeah.
But I loved that. Because at first I thought, like, okay, now he finna try to rekindle with her. But then he was like, nah, you ain't it for me. But if you like this other dude, I just don't want you to keep making the same mistakes. Like, clearly this is just what you do. You run into the books. Like, you're not even running from the person to another person or something else. You're just running, hiding your books, and you just out of sight, out of mind.
That's it.
What is something you love the most about writing Darrell?
man, he was just fucking fun. Like this dude, like it was no. So I think when it comes to black boys, and I'm calling them boys and girls for this portion of the conversation, even though they're grown, because a lot of time black boys don't get to just be. And I say that where the slightest thing you do, oh, you sassy, you gay. Okay, sure. Or your pants sag too low, oh, you a thug. Or you, there's too many y'all in a group, oh, look at that gang. Darrell is just, I'm at Morehouse. My grades were good in high school. I'm at this, exclusive, prestigious HBCU. I have all the things that make me acceptable to the wider general public, but I'm still going to be me. Ain't no code switching here.
Yeah.
I'm finna fuck these sorority girls. I'm finna tell you about yourself, give you some good advice, and then we're gonna go and have a drink. Like he's just he's the one person who I could say for sure, whenever he pops up again, this is going to be him. I'm not doing no, hi, Mr. James, do you want your paper? No, it's like, motherfucker, when do you want these papers, motherfucker? What are we doing? Like, I love him. He's fun. He's so fun.
I loved him so much because, and I also loved, it's a rare take, like to really be cool enough with your ex for your ex to say, hey, from the outside looking in, if you really like this guy, I feel like you're doing that one thing again.
Yep.
And I don't want you to do that this time. Like I loved him real bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's
if I can request, I need to see him somewhere else.
That's for sure.
I love me some Darrell.
That's my dude. And I have a cousin. He's a baby cousin. I say baby. That motherfucker like 27. But this is him. Like he's loud and he's educated and he's an asshole, but he's sweet. He's like, that's him. I love Darrell, man.
I love him too. You did a good one with that one. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and tackle the big reveal, and then I have my questions that I do for every recap.
Okay.
So it's Christmas Day. Let me take a drink first.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Christmas Day. The churn and ask, can they bring their +1? Sterling don't have to ask for her +1 because he already in the mix. Baby, when Dean stepped on the scene and he brought Terry Wayne ass with him, I said, oh, Lord. It's about to go to hell.
Yeah.
Wait, let me back up real quick.
Okay.
At the mall.
Come on.
At the mall.
At the food
when
court.
When Kadeem
yes.
and Aaliyah stepped off.
Yeah.
Okay. Montero, we getting closer to what's up with you. We getting closer to your tea.
No.
Because, before we knew what was going on, we know that the dad paused and was like, oh, it's a lot of people around here.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go somewhere else. And I'm like, okay. But when she sees Kadeem and we realize he's with Montero,
yes,
I said, now, okay. Okay. Hesitation plus Montero.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like somewhere in my mind, I was like, oh, what if that's who he was referring to? But I was like, ain't no way. Like, I didn't even entertain the thought.
Okay. Yeah.
I just had to get that off my chest, y'all. I apologize. So, okay, we're back at Christmas Day.
Okay.
Kadeem walks in with that damn Terry Wayne. And I knew it was about to be something.
Yeah.
Now, as the person who gave us the story,
yes,
we know that. Okay, so at the food court, that means Montero had the aha moment then.
Yes.
That, Akil was messing with.
No. So
okay.
So at that moment, Montero recognized Cecil, and Aaliyah being his daughter, that's like, oh, okay, you my homeboy's girl, this or that. But remember the way it played out, I don't want to get too far ahead, but he had seen Cecil previously. So that wasn't it.
He hadn't seen Aaliyah. Okay, I see where I mixed up.
Okay.
Because Aaliyah saw him at the bowling alley and described him, but she didn't meet him.
Correct, because he was in the bathroom.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Montero comes in and he just knows my homeboy Boo thing.
Yeah.
I know something about his daddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then as we keep going, now my pressure was up just because Akil was coming.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm still trying to figure out, do he want to kill? Do he want to cast? Do he want both of them? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
However, Karma, when it was pointed out
come on,
where the bathroom was,
man, say
when I tell you, I had to sit my Kindle down and just sit and breathe and let it process. So for those of y'all who don't know, first of all, this is a major plot twist. So if you do not want to know a good plot twist, if you haven't read the book, just circle back. This will be on the YouTube. Christmas Day comes. Everybody has brought their plus one. Sterling has Denzel. Aaliyah has Kadeem. Kadeem has brought Montero with him. And we know Montero has been a thorn and a kill in Takei's side.
Yes.
Akil is the last to arrive. He shows up. He's kind of awkward, and we're assuming it's because he sees Montero at the table. So he's like, "Oh, can I go to the restroom?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead." And he walks out, goes to the restroom. Montero ends up dropping clues, being Mickey, doing his big one, and ends up revealing, like, riddle me this. Okay, one of the things that Montero left as a breadcrumb was that he told Takei's Akil won't like you because he like older men.
Come on.
You're not old enough for him.
We here. Yes.
I'm bringing it home.
Yes.
I'm bringing it home. So now Montero is dropping hints about, don't you remember what I said? I told you too young for him, whatever. We still like, okay, so what does this mean? And finally, Montero points out, how did Akil know how to get to your parents' bathroom without somebody telling him?
Yo, when I typed that, I said, I just put my hands up. I said, how did he know? It is in my outline.
Baby, I laid that Kindle down and I just had to breathe and just center myself because what?
Yes.
In the world. So we get the big reveal.
Yes.
Reveals with a Z. That one, their dad, Cecil, has a past with Takei's love interest, Akil. That's number one. Number two, we get the major reveal that the siblings' parents are in a poly-wide shoes with the neighbor, Mr. Miller.
Yes.
And a longtime family friend. And Denzel's uncle.
Yeah.
I want to know how did you come up with this?
Because my granny had me watching soap operas. Because I grew up watching Gargoyles, X-Men animated series, Batman animated series, Passions, Young and the Restless, 90210, Undressed on MTV. Like this book, I have been primed for this mess. Like this is specific. This reveal is why I made sure Montero was in Ordinary People and that he made enough waves that I was hoping just seeing his name again, you'd be like, oh, here go this nigga. Like, I knew. Yeah, that is, and also I'll say, like shows like, I'll say Seinfeld, where you have four main characters and they have their own stories, but at some point, all of their stories converge. And so that is just how my mind kind of works. I know that's not a great magical answer, but that's just how it works. We're like, how do I get this to be the most spaghetti junction as plot crossover, and then how do I get myself out of it? But I knew this shit had me excited from when they was on the plane at the beginning. I knew we was getting here. So yeah.
You had me talking to my Kindle. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening here? What are you saying?
And also, I want to give credit to the greats. literally the scene that helped, like, so I knew this was coming, but the scene that helped kind of push me over the edge was I let the family in the house, and you know what the family did? The family fucked my husband. With that fucking scene right there, I was like, if this is ever to become a movie or a TV show, I need this to give that same energy. So
that's what Takay's gave too. Even when they can't, you know, they all dispersed. Everybody went to like they safety net, you know, to process, to talk about it, come back. When Zacchaeus was starting to go in, it was definitely giving like, damn, fuck my husband. Like,
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I wanted to get there to get back to something else.
Okay.
Did you always intend for Jamal to come back around? I don't want to say a changed person because it's very clear that he probably already had those feelings.
Yep.
He responded terribly because he didn't know how to handle them.
Oh,
and didn't feel comfortable or safe enough.
Mm-hmm.
But did you always plan for Jamal to come back with this vulnerable moment?
Oh, absolutely. So, let me tell some of my business. The day of graduation, it wasn't a bully, but there was somebody who approached me and was like, "Hey, I've always had feelings for you, such whatever, but we play sports, didn't whatever," and so I didn't know how to let it be known. And I was like, okay, and so we talked and had conversations and did our thing, but we both went away to different schools in different parts of the country. So I was like, I'm not about to. So, but that being said, that moment, I've always been an empathetic person, and this person who approached me never did me anything wrong. We weren't always talking to each other, but it was no bad blood. And so my thing has always been, if someone feels emboldened enough to even approach you with their feeling, even if you don't like them, I feel like you should always treat them with care, even if it's to decline them. Now, of course, if they're getting aggressive, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. But I wanted to make sure that, much like with Sterling and Zacchaeus and Aaliyah's recollection of the past, Jamal was presented one way this whole book. I wanted him to be able to tell his own story, which is like, I've always liked you. I may not have shown it the right way. I'm sorry for the things I've done, but I like you. How do we move forward? And so I did not want him to just be the big bad who did Zacchaeus wrong. Because yes, that's what he is, but this whole book is about, is the past truly the way you remember it? And so his recollection is, yeah, I did these bad things, but in service of being able to spend more time with you. That's not an excuse. But if my friends think you're doing stuff for me now, I can spend all this time with you and not be looked at. Again, no excuse. Yeah. But yeah, so it was always coming.
And I think there were a lot of moments in the book that helped me. It kind of helped remind me that, okay, these are still kids, like not little kids.
Yeah.
You're still a kid. Like the first couple of years out of high school, you're still a kid. You still. Yeah. And so that was a scene that definitely kind of helped remind me, because that is how high school is. We see everything through an emotional lens, kind of. And so, and then because these are your sisters and they love you and they care about you, now their emotions have added to it. And now we've brought a situation that might have been a 6 to 8, and now it's 11. Whereas to him, it was like, I mean, I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but yeah, if you want to do stuff with me and I could be around you, then of course I said, yeah, of course I asked you to do XYZ. And you see it completely different once you get the other side. Yeah. Whereas, it's just a reminder of, like, what's that saying, is his side, her side, and there's the truth. Yeah. We know it's probably still a little different what probably actually happened, but at least we were able to see, like, okay, well, it was still wrong, but I could get it, especially in a teenage mind. Right. Yeah. Like in teenage logic, like, oh, I asked him to help me with my homework so I could go hang out with him after school. Like, I really loved that. And did you ever question whether or not Zacchaeus would entertain him, though?
No. I never questioned that. So Zacchaeus was always going to entertain him, but I'm gonna speak ahead again. It
Mm-hmm.
was always supposed to be explored in a second book. It was not supposed to, but my thing was I got 500 plus pages. I don't want to leave that aspect of Takei's story specifically because his story has been I'm dealing with unattainable men. I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we understood no, he gets his happily ever after. They settle this and not push it out to a whole nother book. Now what happens in a later book with them remains to be seen. But that the initial plan was wait until I get those kids back to school and then see how do you deal with long distance. But
Okay.
yeah, I said, let me wrap this up. Nah.
And then okay, I'll come back and ask one more question about the big reveal, and then we'll get to the questions.
Okay.
When the kids come back home, they have the conversation with their parents and Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Was it tricky for you, like writing out the dialogue between them? Because it was almost, because also I'm sure you had to consider, like, if this was real life,
Mm-hmm.
how much would parents really divulge? Like, yeah, y'all aren't kids,
Yeah, but
y'all understand sex and relationships and
Mhm.
sexuality, but how much of this will we really talk about versus, okay, well, it's just what I said it's gonna be. Like,
yeah.
how did you straddle that line?
So that one probably was the most, I won't say well, I'll just say most difficult part because the whole thing was I was trying to mimic real life. In real life, you can have a crush, want to tell them how cute they are, and then when you get up the nerve to tell them, now all of a sudden they've gone down south for the summer or gone up north for the summer. And so in that particular instance, the details that they shared during the confrontation would have never been shared had they have had the chance to follow the original plan, which is
Yeah.
sit all four of y'all down, explain what's going on, and go from there. But because the secrets that came out kind of fucked up the trust between everybody, it was like, okay, let me give you everything. Like
Yeah. Now I gotta put all my cards on the
yeah,
table.
like you need
Yeah.
to know everything because it's like okay, we've though not intentionally and though not our fault, we violated your trust. Now this is how we build it back. Yes, you don't want to hear this because we your parents, but let me give you everything to show you this shit is real. This is not some plaything that we're doing. This is a real relationship. So
Yeah. Because Montero, although it destroyed Christmas, but it had to happen because otherwise we would not have known about Cecil and Akil, right?
so
Not necessarily.
not yeah, you're right. Not necessarily because even Cecil said like, which I was a little nervous about, but it came however it came out is how it came out. But he told Takeas, just like he told Aaliyah, what would you have wanted me to say? You know what I'm saying? Like his thing was if we had been able to sit you down, tell you what it is, then I can tell you XYZ. But with Takeas and Akil, that would have never happened anyways because they weren't dealing with each other by that time. So with Kadeem, it's like, yeah, I could have been able to say, hey, I saw him when I was out at the club a couple times. But Akil was a non-factor until he showed up for Christmas dinner. So yeah, that never would have came out. Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking back, like, was there a plot twist like this in one of the other books, and I just don't remember him snatching me ball like this because I was not prepared.
Okay. It was a little more tame in the other books. It was a little, but shit that's coming up will be there's some.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get to I have my 5 questions that I like to ask before I end the interview. First one, was there a scene that you enjoyed writing the most or was there one that was the most difficult?
What I like writing the most is honestly a tie between Sterling. It's the snow day with Sterling and Denzel in the back office, and Takeas and Jamal at the party in his bedroom. Like both of those, to me, those are my favorite scenes. Those two, because being able to dive into your history and realize things are not how they seem, and so the whole life that you've led since walking across that stage now it's turned upside down because you thinking you right or you thinking one thing and it's a whole nother. Those were maybe the most fun, the most emotionally taxing. But if I have to give a favorite out of those, it would have to be Takeas in the bedroom with Jamal, because I feel like he finally got a chance to kind of stand up for his younger self.
Yeah.
And do it in a way um, that I felt like he could be proud of. There was no, oh, I liked you and I forgive you. It was like, no, nigga, like because even during the conversation, you're looking like, what the fuck are you saying? We're friends, nigga. We're not friends. Friends, like it was.
Punch him in the chest and everything.
That was probably my favorite part. Getting on top of him, whooping his ass, and the tears. And shit. It was just like that. Yeah, that's probably was my favorite, the most fun.
But real quick, if I can interject,
go ahead.
Really, if you think about it, that's what both scenes were. It's just the siblings were on opposite ends of the situation.
Yes.
So I can see that.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh God, that was.
And did you have one that was the most difficult? Or was it the big reveal conversation?
Well, no, I don't want to say that one. Oddly enough, I honestly would say it's the whole chapter with Aaliyah and Kadeem going to Madame Swindell's, because I was a lot of Aaliyah's scenes for me. I was like, okay, this is a black woman. This is a full figure black girl. I was very nervous about writing the story, not the story. The story was great, but I wanted to make sure that I depicted her in a way that did not slide into any negative stereotypes at all. And so even with like the sex scene with her and him in the back of the limo with Grandy, like, hey, we're here going into the couture shop, and like all of that was a little difficult because I was like, how is she going to be perceived? I was more hyper aware of that than probably any other character in that specific scene, because that sex to the ripped pants to the back of the couture shop to being in the couture shop to like all of that, I was just a little nervous.
Well, you did a very good job, friend, so don't worry. Out of all of the characters in the book, who was your favorite character and why?
Oh, my favorite. Oh, that's kind of hard. My absolute favorite. Shit. Oh, it's hard because I want to say Darrell. That man was so, but he didn't get a lot of. I don't know.
But if he was your favorite, he was your favorite. That's okay.
He was just so much fun. Like even calling out the dude, like, yeah, you forgot when you pissed in the bed in 5th grade. Like he was talking about home, but like he was so fun. Where I was like, I have to do something with him. Not right now, but I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I need more because he was a breath of fresh air, and I think a secondary scene that I enjoyed was him and Aaliyah after Christmas in the room together.
Yeah.
And I would like I being able to flesh him out more, but still have him be like, hey, you cool, but you ain't that cool. Get out my mama house.
You gotta take your ass home, baby.
He was fun. So yeah, I would say Darrell. He was fun. He was so fun.
Was there anything that was initially different in the story versus what we have today?
Oh, absolutely. So there's a little bit more to Cecil's background, and I hesitate to give it all only because where people will end up when you see them in other books. But the relationship, I had to condense a lot of Cecil's relationship in college. Like in the conversation, he spoke about it, but that was like a full 2 chapters of actually experiencing him and that guy. But that guy, you don't know him already, but and this is why I hesitate to say, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to play this, but
you don't have to share. You don't have to share. Like you give as little as you want. Yeah. I get you because I know how you get down.
Yeah, so, but
you can put it in your pocket.
Yeah, it was that scene. I just had to condense it. That's why the character was like, no, don't give me the short version, motherfucker. How did we get here?
Yeah, ain't no long story short. What's up? Yeah.
So
I love that
was it.
Okay, this one. I'm gonna ask a question and I'm gonna say something before you answer.
Okay.
If you could cast this book for a movie, who would you choose for some of the characters? And you don't have to do everybody. If it's somebody that you don't have a visual for, you don't have to worry about it. And what I wanted to say was, when you gave me the sneak peek of the book a long time ago, I sent a voice diary and
Yeah.
I had a cast in my head. Reading the book,
Yeah.
I changed the characters for the men. It's the same people I named, I think, but I switched. Like I rotated some of the people. So okay,
Okay.
let me hear who you got.
Oh, this is gonna be difficult because I I like Ryan Destiny. I think she is fucking gorgeous. I would love to see her
Okay.
for Sterling. I like
I can
she.
see that.
She's beautiful. I want to see her in a beret with a houndstooth skirt and some coffee, just talking shit. Her and
Hmm.
Jay fucking up the store. Like I want that. Ryan Destiny is so fucking pretty to me. Um, God, let me see. For um for Kadeem, that's a little. See, because the only thing stopped me from this casting is that he's kind of short. But
Hmm.
John David Washington, I like him, but I'm also like, no disrespect to him, is he fine enough?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
He got to be fine in neo so early 2000s neo soul.
Yeah.
But for the mom, I definitely for Dawn, I would love. God damn it, this is embarrassing. What's that girl name? Hold on, because I did a kind of sort of cast for them. Um, let's see, um, for the father Cecil, I would love Sterling K. Brown.
Okay.
For the mother Dawn, I would love, and it's gonna piss me off because I know her name. Nicole Bahari. I don't know what name I was thinking, but Nicole Bahari. I would love to see her play Dawn. And then Corey, I'm actually kind of torn because I have him as maybe a bit more muscular.
Hmm.
Um, in my mind than Sterling, even though Sterling is more Sterling, Lord Cecil is more kind of athletic built.
Yeah.
I would go with, which this nigga would never do it, but like an LL Cool J look, just
Okay.
big head, big
Yeah.
arms, just. But I would. I'm pretty sure I could find a different casting for him, but he's ready to fight. He's ready to throw hands. That's
Yeah.
he's the muscle.
That's good. Okay, I like that.
God, this is good. For Takeas, I would actually like to get an unknown. I would really
Hmm.
like because I think this is a queer role. This is a younger guy. This is dealing with a lot of emotional shit,
Yeah.
and the cast surrounding him with like Akil and Jamal and whatnot. I would like to get unknowns for that because I feel like I don't want to get no. I want to get some gays and
Yeah.
who can do these things
Period.
some justice. I
Yeah.
I know acting is just acting, but I don't want no straight man trying to act like, oh, I liked you
Yeah.
all. No, nigga, we're the gays. We're them boys who like boys. Get some of them. So I would like some unknowns. Damn, I don't even know. Lady Swindell, I would love Grace Jones. I would love Grace Jones. I
Oh,
want over the top. I want Grace Jones with me.
yes.
I would
I
love that.
love that. Oh,
Oh
I
man,
love that. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's
I know, yeah,
perfection.
yeah. I would love that. So that's, and then I don't know Morgan Freeman from Mr. Grandy or something. I don't know. See him.
Yeah. It got to be something like that.
Yeah. So that's
Um, I like your parent pick.
yeah. Oh, I want them so bad. Nicole Bahari, I am a fan. The
Yeah.
same way she was in what's with the movie with Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall, the church movie.
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
but
about.
I like how I liked her in that. That's how I think the mother would be. So
Now, I actually assumed like starting it, and especially because we didn't get much interaction with the parents at
hmm
first, I imagined them older.
hmm
Once the reveal happened, because it was
hmm
really Christmas dinner, like how Corey was talking, I was like, okay, this
yeah,
somebody younger. This somebody younger,
hmm
okay.
hmm
The only person I did have a visual of
uh-huh,
was Cecil.
yeah,
Dang, and now I can't remember the character name, but he played. Noah's boyfriend on Noah's Ark.
Oh, yes. Fuck. What is
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
That was who I envisioned
Wait.
as Cecil. But I never came up with like a visual for Corey or Dawn. I still, it was just like made up visuals.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
But him for Cecil, I definitely saw him.
Jensen Atwood. Yes, Lord.
That's
Yeah,
his name.
that's
I
my.
saw
And
him
I,
as
honestly,
Cecil.
I could see that. Hey, I'm with it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw him as Cecil for sure.
Mhm.
Then Kadeem,
Oh,
I
okay.
switched it to Lance Gross.
He's smooth. I could see him. Yeah. Oh,
Like
Lance.
even at the very first airport scene where he was getting into the Escalade,
Yes.
that's what I envisioned.
Yes.
Denzel was Luke James. Denzel was Luke James. Because I could even imagine him like when he was overwhelmed in the office and Sterling walked in, I could just see him I had to get up early this morning. Not a person like I just saw him. Darrell,
my boy,
is Trevante Rhodes.
My boy.
I switched Darrell. I switched him to Trevante. And it was the same thing. Like, I can't picture somebody for Takei. It's like he would have to be his own person.
Yeah, because he's just tall and preppy and gay and just sad. Just
and I switched Sterling to Coco Jones.
But honestly, I think she would need to be a little meaner than maybe her Hillary depiction. But I think I definitely think she would, and she's tall too. So absolutely.
Like to see her and Luke James just arguing and all of a sudden y'all kissing and all that. I was like, yeah.
In Ubers.
Okay. And for this same movie, this next question.
Yeah.
What are a few songs that would have to be on the movie soundtrack?
Oh, okay. It'd have to be something from Luke James's Heel. Something from I want Luke James on the song. He can write every song for all I know. I gotta get some Bryson Tiller. What is the song? Is it Winter in Paris? Is that it? That's not Bryson. That's oh God. What? Hold on. Because this playlist for this book was much longer than I have. Brent Fayez, Rehab, Winter in Paris. That let me see, something from Heel. What is it? I would also have to throw in some old school, like some Mary J. Blige, something Mary J. Blige.
Oh, you got to put "Share My World" in there. Let me make that one.
Honestly,
Mary J. Blige,
yeah.
The book is available on Amazon. It's on Kindle Unlimited. So the picture of it is right here above me.
Now, hold up.
So yeah, it is available.
Look at that. I got the. Hold up.
Look at that. It looks so good, y'all.
I designed it myself. I was like, I didn't do the art. Now the art, wonderful young man. Hold on, let me make sure I say everything right. Toby Aduwole, phenomenal artist. But the design and all that, that was all me. But and also it lets you know, hey, this was read first. But yeah.
But yes, it's available on Amazon. It's on Kindle Unlimited as well. I try to pick books that are available on Kindle Unlimited for the monthly picks. Okay. And did you have any other songs that would have to be on the movie soundtrack?
See, I don't have access to my playlist because there was a few. What is it? Whatever She Wants. I love that song. That's an upbeat. That's Bryson Tiller. Whatever She Wants. That's definitely Denzel and Sterling. That she can have whatever. Yeah, that has to be there. And I got a bunch, but because you asked me, I'm like, oh God, I can't think of it. But I'll say Whatever She Wants definitely has to be on there. Shit, some old school R&B. Shalimar got to be on there. The Infidelity
it's got to be on there.
It's for the lover in you, baby. So, but yeah, off the top of my head, yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have one more question. It's not
Yeah.
written here, but I do like to ask this one. If you can change, and this will be the last one, I'm gonna let you go.
Oh.
If you could change one decision
Mm-hmm.
that any of the characters in this book made, what would it be and what would you have them do instead?
Change one decision. It would probably be Akil. Um, I don't want to say pursuing Zacchaeus, but like because Akil knew he knew from very early on what was what. But it would
Mm-hmm.
probably be maybe during that snowstorm. Because I do like the way it played out, but he was dealing with some guilt. And I would maybe have him try to allude more to like, oh, I know your father.
Mm-hmm.
And even if Takeas was blind to see it, do a little bit more without actually saying out his mouth, I know your father.
Yeah.
So that it would maybe give me a little bit more to play with. But I'm the only concern there is I'm scared that it would maybe kind of tip it off a little bit too early. But
Yeah.
I did want to put more anxiousness and angst in that scene, but have Akil be a little bit more forthcoming with I do like older men. I like you
Yeah.
too, but you know, the older man I like happens to be your damn daddy. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a doozy, friend.
Yeah, it
That was a
was.
doozy. You was doing your big writing with that one. You had pulled out your special pen for that. And I said, do what now?
Not a special pen. That's crazy. So yeah,
Because like I
but
said, even when it crossed my mind, like, is this what Montero is referring to? It was just like I couldn't even entertain the thought because it's like, there's no way. It's something else.
yeah. That was the plan. Oh God. Well, I will say we will be seeing Akil again because
Okay, we will.
he's definitely going to school in Costley. I'll say that. That's his next stop. I can definitely give that away. He's going to
Okay.
school in Costley. So
And I take it we will see Montero again.
oh for sure. This dickhead, yeah, we're gonna see him again for sure.
I'm
I,
gonna be sure beat his ass.
I and we may get there because I'm at this point. If you keeping tally, Misho's gonna whoop his ass on site. Corey's gonna whoop his ass on site. Takeas ain't said it, but he also may be whooping ass on site.
Yeah.
Like he has a few hits out on him.
Yeah,
There's
he
not a lot
got
of
some
places
enemies
he's
for
got.
sure.
Yeah, and so if we possibly see what's going on with Haven, we may get a little family reunion and see what's so yeah, he's getting his ass beat.
Hold up. Jump.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that we have this,
Yeah.
are you able to tell us what 2026 might have in
Oh,
store?
absolutely. I got some. So the plan is to get Belly and Cian done and out for 2026.
Okay.
I have some plans, but like I mentioned at the end of You're Invited, I just want to read this one little part. I hope you enjoyed this holiday break. We're heading back to costliness. I mean, we may make a pit stop or two before, but I promise we'll be back home soon. We're definitely going somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, we got two books coming out. It's a duology or a duet series, so it's not two individual books, but we won't be in Costly just yet. So the
Okay.
plan is to get those out, let people kind of live in that leg of the world, and then return back home to see what exactly happened with Belly at the end of Love and Ashley. Yeah.
My guys. My guys.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
okay. And real quick, this is just me
Go
wanting to
ahead,
know.
go ahead.
So you released 3 books this year. Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you,
That's an
thank
amazing first year.
you.
Okay. Of the 3, which one is the most special to you?
Um, It would have to be. I'm wondering. See, I want to go Love and Ashley, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll go. I was going to go with Ordinary People, but I have to go with Love and Ashley. Um, Ashley, that's my guy. That's my first baby. It's
Yeah.
Ashley, and the hell he took me through. I've learned a lot with him. Even like expectations from readers, and this isn't like, oh, reader writer spaces. I get that, but like expectations and things that people enjoy, they didn't enjoy, that maybe they had questions on. Like, this is the book that allowed me to say, okay, Ordinary People comes and I need to do X, Y, and Z. You're Invited comes and I need to like seed this in and do that. So yeah, Love and Ashley is probably my, yeah, that's my guy. It's Love and Ashley for
Because
sure.
it's the foundation of everything else.
Oh
So yeah,
God,
I could
yeah.
see that.
Oh my God.
Well, I want you to know that I sincerely loved all three of these books. I don't have a favorite. All of them are my babies. Um, and yeah, I really appreciated reading your work. I appreciate you allowing me to send you 5-minute voice diaries when I'm stressing and dealing
Yeah.
with these people and constantly like
Yes.
you have made my first year as a book content creator very special. I appreciate it.
Thank
So
you. Oh my God, thank you. Because this has been, yeah, as an artist, you don't know what's going on. You're like, I'm gonna just put this out. When the world get it, they'll tell me how they feel. But until then, so it's been a blessing. I've sincerely appreciated every voice note, every message, every whatever. I keep it coming, whatever. Because there's a lot more to come. There's, when I tell you, we're gonna see some familiar faces. We're
okay.
going to get some new stories, and it's a lot going on. I'll say
Am
that.
I gonna have to see Adeline's tired ass next year?
So, so we, yeah. There's somewhere I got her somewhere where you ain't gonna help
Oh
but
Lord,
see
you're
it.
starting to stress me out between Adeline, Salvatore, and now
Uh
Montero.
huh.
You gotta
Actually,
write me in to beat somebody up at this point.
it'll be Adeline for sure. But tell me, between Montero and Salvatore, because I know you did not like Salvatore. Who was your most least favorite out of them two?
Least favorite is Montero.
That's
I will
crazy.
go out to eat with Salvatore before I even sit next to Montero's ass.
That's
I
crazy.
cannot stand. Here's why. Here's the difference
Yeah.
between Montero and Salvatore. Salvatore is he just so happened to be trash.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just trash
Yeah.
and they not necessarily like trying to figure out how to be trash.
Mhm.
They just trash, you
Yeah.
know? I don't doubt that Salvatore didn't love Ashley.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
be trash and still love somebody, but you don't know how to love them properly.
True. True.
And I feel like that was Salvatore thing. And it bothered me as Micho's best friend.
And you is.
Then now you want to act right once my best friend that came in the picture.
This is
It's too
true.
late. It's
This
too
is
late.
true.
Your little boo thing has moved on to better. Move around.
Yeah.
Montero though.
Yeah.
Montero walk into a room like, ooh, how can I fuck everybody like that? What can I do tonight? No, I don't like that. I
he,
don't like that. Take your sorry ass home.
he is evil, and I wanted to make sure he was attractive. Like, it ain't even like, oh, everybody got to be sexy. I just need this to be that like forbidden apple. Like, oh yeah, he looked good. Then he opened his mouth. He's like, God damn, nigga, what?
Yes, why are you like this?
Like, what are we? How did we get here? Oh man,
I
and
dislike
yeah.
him so much. I started disliking Kadeem because why are you even friends with him?
But
Why
that's
do you
what's
even know this man?
that's exactly. I can't remember if it was Sterling at the case, but they're like, man, is Kadeem really even that good of a person if this the company you keep?
Yes.
So
When they said that, I yelled. I was like, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Kadeem went back to that Tyler Perry man. He went back to that Tyler Perry character once I realized, like, oh, you cool with this man.
Yeah, see, yeah,
I
that.
don't like you.
Yeah,
I don't like Montero's ass. Okay.
Yeah, Kadeem, they're both. They done got beat up once, well, twice now. So like, this
Ain't enough. Because I actually had an attitude with Cecil because don't try to choke my friend. You should have choked Montero.
Hey,
You want to choke him.
We on the same page. So I was like, what the? Why would you? This shit. But I get like, don't disrespect your mama, sure, but like, nigga, you was cat got your tongue on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was crazy. Like at first, I was scared of Kadeem. What is that Tyler Perry movie? You know the one I'm talking about. Journey Smollett was in it, and she left her husband for the rich man, and the rich man had a strung out and stuff.
Temptation. Yeah.
Okay, so at first I was like, is Kadeem that man? Like, is my girl finna be out here strung out and down bad? Then I was like, okay, he a nice guy. He's sweet. He just showing the love on my girl. Once I saw how cool he was with Montero and Montero destroyed Christmas, back to temptation you go.
So
you want unsavory ass character too.
Yeah, I can say this, and this was cut out, and this will never be part of the universe. But the initial ending, they were supposed to go back to school, go to class. Aaliyah look up and he's the professor. But I was like, I don't want to do it. That was the plan. That was the plan. But that's what I'm saying. I was like, no, let me. So I scrapped that like months ago. But that was the plan.
Immediately tapped out of that book. My spirit couldn't have took out that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you went through all this stress, and then this thing is your teacher. But no, I was like, no, that I don't. There's already an age gap. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm in a position of power over you. I think that would have tainted everything else that happened, even her ultimately getting the scholarship. So I was like, but that's I'm still, I know who he is, but where he's gonna pop up next. I'm still figuring out. Yeah. What does that look like? I'll say that. I'm figuring out what does that look like.
So you saying Kadeem, we'll see Kadeem again?
Oh yeah, you're gonna see all these folks again. Everybody. Oh, okay. You know, every name. That's what I say. Pay attention to every name, because every name, there's a name that came up once in here that you will definitely see again. So
see, now I gotta give me a notebook and I gotta put names and take notes. Because I'm not playing with you. I'll be trying to like in, because I was when Jamal said Mr. Ashley, and I was like, that's Jamal. I was so mad that I missed that, because remember, I kept talking about Jamal when I read Ordinary People. And so I was like, how did I even miss it? That's him.
But see, I tried to, like, there was, Aaliyah had a Ordinary People tee that Kadeem had bought. She was in that. And then I think, did Sterling? No. Somebody else had an Ordinary People, like those posters that they bought. They were hanging up in Jamal's room. So I was like, trying to.
It was a lot of references.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch that it was Jamal. So I was just like, oh, well, they just had the stuff. It wasn't until Mr. Ashley that I was like, oh, that's that boy. Okay.
So, I'll say this, and I don't know if it'll make it easier or not. I will never have two different people with the same name. There will never be that. Like, not at all. Like, to the point where I'm looking at books that I have that are almost done now, and I know there's one guy who has the same name as from this like vampire book, and I have to go in and change his name, because I don't I don't want any. When you hear Ashley, or you hear, now if it's like a junior, then it'll be explained. But if you hear Ski, there's only one Ski. If you hear Jamal, there's one Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Darrell, one Darrell. There will never be two. So I'm that's my promise, an asterisk unless stated otherwise, that when you hear a name, just know if that name sounds familiar from another book. And I tried to, I don't know if I did it in this first one, give you like a little kind of previously on, kind of sort of, just to like letting you know, okay, read Ordinary People first, because I don't want to spoil stuff. That's why I didn't put Jamal and MJ's name in the front, but I was like, I need you to read this first so you would know who these people are.
But you do a really good job of like the breadcrumbs, the Easter eggs. You do enough stuff to where it's like I said, I didn't recognize the name. I didn't remember his name, but it was the Mr. Ashley comment. And even you referenced like how Ashley had bought them all the stuff. Because she didn't have her card. It's like, oh, duh, that is them. Like, you do a really good job of like helping to bring it back in case I missed it. You make sure I catch it.
Oh God. Okay.
You do good.
Oh Lord. Okay, you got my heart racing. So I'm that's, like I said, I'm writing 3 books right now, and I'm tracking all of that. So I'm happy to hear it.
So if any of y'all are new to Rhayne Coleman, I am the president of the Raindrops. I made the name up. I don't have any other members. It's just me, but that don't matter. His first book came out earlier this year, Loving Ashley. I actually posted a review about that one at the time. Then came his follow-up, Ordinary People, which is actually, it is a novella that is an extended epilogue of Loving Ashley, book one. So that's really good. So if you read those, definitely you have to do Loving Ashley first, then Ordinary People. And for December, we just read You're Invited, which is a holiday read. It does slightly tie into Ordinary People. There are some references to Ordinary People. And as you just heard, there are even some characters that we met in Ordinary People that are main characters in You're Invited. And that's why I said this is like how other people have the Marvel Universe. I have the Costly Nance. And also, the name of the town of Loving Ashley and Ordinary People is Costly Nance. And as my childhood best friend who is in the comments knows, Nance is my maiden name. So I have decided that I am a character in the Costly Nance universe. My family founded the town.
Indeed. That's canon. Indeed.
Okay, so recognize literary royalty when you're in the presence. Okay.
You may see name in one of these books. I ain't gonna. I mean, your name might pop up. So yeah.
And you will hear me screaming all the way from Houston to Dallas. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, this book was really good. You did a good job. You never disappoint. These books are so good. And it's crazy because to say I found you off a random video you posted on Threads and have been locked in.
Yeah, that's wild, y'all. Authors put stuff out. Put anything. Put a tweet.
I didn't even know what level, because it was maybe like a week before Loving Ashley dropped.
I think so.
He was doing promos on Threads, and it was like a movie trailer for the book. And when I saw that, I was like, I don't even know what this is about, and I want it. And I responded to his post, and I was like, I went ahead and pre-ordered it just off this post.
Yeah.
Got me. So yeah. What a year. And now he's stuck with me forever.
Hey, say that. I do have a question of my own though. One, I'm indie, so I can do what I want. But your experience reading Loving Ashley, and not necessarily the content, but reading Loving Ashley versus You're Invited, because You're Invited was so long, did it feel long? Because I'm long-winded, and so Loving Ashley would have been at least 40,000 words longer, but I was like, okay, it's the first book. Let me scale back.
Now, for me, I don't mind a thickums. I love me a good thickum. Okay. I think though, You're Invited had to be a thickums.
Oh yeah,
because it tackled a lot. Like, Loving Ashley, you could have added some more to it, but like You're Invited had to be as long as it was.
Absolutely.
For you to really like address the themes and the stories that were in there, and really the way you came back and put a nice bow on it, even though there's some stuff that we don't know how it's really gonna unfold, but everything was addressed.
Yeah.
Like there's a period at the end of every sentence.
Good. Yeah.
It had to be. And like I said, I don't mind a thickum, so it was just fine for me.
Okay.
Especially as we started ramping up. Now, I didn't like Montero, but he definitely brought the drama.
Yeah, he did.
So once he started really appearing, I was definitely like, okay. I need to see what's going on.
Yeah, that man evil, bro. That man evil.
It wasn't like it was just unnecessarily long.
Yeah.
It was material. Like it was the reason for the length of the book, and it was good. It was definitely good.
Okay. Well, that's good. So I will say in the future, we will get some more thick, because I got some stuff to say. There's one in particular I know it's going to be thick. And I will
be ready to receive it.
Oh my God.
Just know. Also, I need to order some signed copies of the books. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you go, but I had to put that out there, sir.
That's a goal for 2026, is to get on that, because the first freshman year is done. Now things need to be You're ramped
Yeah.
up. So
Now we in there now.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right, so thank y'all so much for joining in. Make sure you follow Mr. Rhayne Coleman. His books are so good. They do not disappoint. I have thoroughly enjoyed every single one. I will be making an announcement later this week for the January read. I'm actually doing it a little different this time since it's our first book for 2026. And it's my fourth selection, so I feel like I know what I'm doing. So I'm actually going live with the author of the January pick. I'm not saying who, is going to be a surprise, and we are going to do a special announcement together.
Okay.
So I'm very excited. So I'll post the info tomorrow for the live. And yeah, I look forward to doing many more of these. Hopefully, I'll have you back for a future book.
And will, yeah.
And definitely in 2026, I'm gonna meet this man. I'm gonna take a picture with him and let him know I love him real bad. Okay.
Same here. We down the street.
Yes. Ain't no excuse next year. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Thank y'all to everybody who hopped in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't read the book, definitely go give it a read. It's super good. And if you came in a little later and you missed it, the replay of this will be on YouTube.
Good deal.
In a day or two. I'll post and let y'all know. But thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, Rhayne. I love you real bad.
Thank you. I love you too. I sincerely appreciate this opportunity. I am not taking it for granted. Thank you all who were in the comments. Yo, folks, my couple folks that popped in. Nice to meet you too as well, Miss Bob. Thank you for the opportunity. Seriously.
Of course. All right, y'all have a good night. Happy New Year. I will see y'all next time.